So, will dimpling your intake ports actually make more power? Yes, but only if those dimples are part of a complete system where the port shape, cylinder head, and manifold all work together. A textured surface by itself is not a magic fix. The real goal is better cylinder filling, and that depends on the entire path the air takes. Air moving inside a running engine is not a smooth river. The intake valve snaps open and shut, creating fast pulses of air. This air has to make sharp turns at high speed, especially right around the valve. Along the walls of the port, a thin layer of air moves much slower than the air in the center. This is the boundary layer. The idea behind dimples is to create tiny bits of turbulence right at the wall. This turbulence can energize that slow-moving layer, helping the main column of air stay attached as it makes a tight turn. When the main airflow separates from the wall, it creates a choke point, and you don't get a full charge into the cylinder. But this only works if the port shape and airspeed are right for it. This is why numbers from a flow bench can fool you. A flow bench pushes air through a head at a steady pressure. It's a good tool for comparing changes, but it doesn't show the pulsing, stop-and-go reality of an engine. In the real world, pressure waves are bouncing around in the manifold. A port that flows well on the bench might not work when it has to deal with reversion, where those waves push the mixture back out for a moment. In almost every case, the size and shape of the port matter more than its surface texture. A common mistake is thinking, bigger is always better. An intake port that's too large for the engine's displacement and its typical speed range will have slow-moving air. This kills velocity, hurts cylinder filling, and makes the engine feel lazy. You want air moving quickly to pack the cylinder. A race engine that lives at 9,000 revolutions per minute needs different ports than a street engine that mostly works between 2,000 and 5,000 revolutions per minute. Look at a factory performance head, like on a General Motors LS3 engine. Its power comes from smart design, not surface tricks. It has canted valves, tilted to create a straighter path for air. The port shape and valve angle do the real work. The surface finish is secondary. This is why a smaller, smarter engine can often beat a larger one. Its airflow and usable torque are simply better because the whole package works together. So if you're thinking about this for your engine, here's how to approach it. First, look at your engine as a complete system. The cam timing, intake runner length, and exhaust must all work in harmony. Prioritize the port's shape and size, especially a smooth radius on the short side turn where the air makes its tightest bend. That will always outperform a badly shaped port, no matter its finish. For a street car, focus on changes that build torque where you actually drive. This usually means keeping a port size that maintains high airspeed, not just opening it up for a peak horsepower number you'll rarely use. And if you are cleaning up cylinder heads, the most reliable gains come from removing casting flash and making sure the port perfectly matches the intake manifold gasket. This is a proven way to improve flow. If you focus on a single trick like dimples, you risk spending time and money on something that might not help your specific engine at all. Always look at the whole system before you touch any single part.